By 2026, there are going to be two kinds of businesses. Those fluent in the 9 AI tools I'm going to show you today, and those that are getting absolutely crushed by their competition. I've tested over 200 AI tools in the last 18 months and can tell you with absolute certainty that 95% of them are just noise. But these 9, they're about to become as essential as knowing how to send email was in 2025. And look, I get it. You're drowning in AI tools and news and recommendations. Every week, there's some new game-changing platform that promises to revolutionize you and your business. But a lot of them are kind of just garbage. And here's what I've learned after helping hundreds of companies through their AI transformation. The ones winning right now aren't just using the shiniest tools. They're using the right tools the right way. Hey, I'm Craig Hewitt. Welcome back to 100 Days of AI. I've spent the last 2 years testing every AI tool you can imagine and helping companies implement AI strategies that actually drive results and revenue. And what I'm about to share with you isn't just theory. It's the exact tech tool stack that's creating hundreds of millions of dollars of durable competitive advantages for companies that are using them and using them the right way. And these aren't just nice to have anymore. By 2026, fluency with these tools is going to be like table stakes, like knowing how to do PowerPoint or how to run a Facebook ad. The businesses that master them will own their markets. The ones that don't, they'll be asking why their customers are going elsewhere or lining up for unemployment themselves. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll share with you how you can go deeper on each of these and accelerate your AI learning so you can be that AI powerhouse I know you want to be in your business. Here are the 9 AI tools that are going to separate winners from losers. The first one is Claude. So many of you will be familiar with ChatGPT. It is not in this list at all. Claude is my go-to for anything writing and analyzing complex pieces of information. Claude is also the go-to tool for every developer I know in their Claude Code feature. So if you're a developer, I'm sure you're familiar with Claude Code. That's the go-to tool. But within Claude kind of web chat interface, the thing I want to point out here is projects. Projects in Claude is a way to gather and specialize pieces of kind of functionality and information so that Claude can just do a better job of getting you the result that you want. You can see I have a bunch of projects here. So I have a content updater. I have one to generate N8N templates, which we'll talk about N8N in a minute, to write emails, to write YouTube scripts and shorts, for my personal stuff, for my LinkedIn. And what happens here in a project, it has a couple of elements. It has instructions. And so this is really a system prompt. And a system prompt differs from a user prompt in that it is a prompt for an AI system to use every time. It also is extremely robust. You can see how detailed the prompt is here that I'm using. I won't get into how to write system prompts and kind of when and why to use them. There'll be a whole separate video on this on the channel later. So if you're not already, please subscribe so you can get that. But a system prompt is a set of instructions for an AI system to use every time that it's called. And so you can imagine I'm going to write this prompt one time, and then every time I come to update content for my website, it's going to use that prompt. The second element of a Claude project is additional context. So in AI, typically we have like the model, we have context, and we have the prompt. These are some of the 3 elements. We've talked about the prompt here. We've kind of got that checked. Context is where you can add a ton of information. Claude really wins here because it allows the most amount of information into a project of any platform out there that I know of. And you can see I have like the entire website for my business here. I have a style guide. I have research findings. I have a checklist that I created. I have supporting documents on how to update pieces of content and how to optimize blog posts before they go out, right? And so every time I put a prompt in here, it's going to reference the system prompt to figure out exactly what to do. And it's going to reference all of these pieces of content over here to know exactly kind of what it should know as an AI system. As a result, you can come in and be pretty concise with the prompt that you would put in here. So it doesn't have to be this huge, big old elaborate prompt because you've done a lot of the work over here to kind of set it up for success. So you could really come in here and just say, hey, rewrite this blog post. Here's the contents. I want it updated based on this and this. And it would go do this. And here's an example of what I did in the output that it gave me is it gave me this blog post for my website just based on this prompt. Pretty cool, huh? So if you're doing any kind of writing, especially long form writing, and you want it to sound like you, use Claude projects. Okay, the second tool is Manus. And if you've been following along on the 100 Days of AI, Manus is probably the tool I've talked about more than any other because it's a powerhouse. It is a beast. It's amazing the amount of stuff that Manus can do. And I'm going to show you just one example from actually the channel. I was working on the channel the other day and I did this conversation. So the conversation revolved around, I have a video on the channel that is around the 12 Google AI tools that you need to know. And it's a big time winner. It's got like 25,000 views as of the recording of this video. And I want to figure out why it's winning so much and how I can go create more videos like this because it's just helping a whole bunch of people understand AI and kind of advance in their business and their career. And so I ask it this thing. I give it a role, I give it context. So this is my YouTube channel and this is the playlist in particular. And this is the one winning video. Analyze it and tell me why it's a winning video. I did something here that you should do in all of your AI interactions if you're not sure that the prompt you're giving it is as complete and robust as it could be. Ask me any clarifying questions you have before you begin the thing that you asked it to do. So I did. Manus came back with these 5 questions: timeline, goals, constraints, content creation, target audience, and promotion strategy. I gave it these answers and it just went away and did its thing. So it visited my channel. It went to watch this one video. It created this analysis doc. It browsed my 100 Days of AI playlist. It does all this kind of stuff, right? It creates an analysis on why this is an outlier, does all this stuff, right? So you see how much more powerful this is than just a regular old kind of ping pong back and forth with ChatGPT, right? Okay, so it gives me all of the findings and it puts it in these docs. So now, like, what's the so what? So I can take this and go make a framework for how I can go create better videos that go viral every time, just based on a pretty simple prompt. So you can imagine this is days of work of a AI consultant. Previously, you just get a $15 a month Manus account, ask it some good questions, and you get a detailed plan for how you can be more successful. So how would you use this? So if you're in a business, you might say, hey, here's my P&L from the last 3 years. Here's my strategic plan. Here's the competitive landscape matrix that I put together. And here's our sales and marketing plan for the next 12 months. So you'd be a little more robust with your prompting than that, but it would give you something like this with a pretty limited amount of information because it's going out, it's considering all of the assets that it's giving you, it's going out to the internet to find relevant pieces of information around this too, and it's giving you this in a really concise way. So Manus, my thing for really complex tasks where I need to do research, consolidate information, give me the so what and the action steps I need going forward. And it is an agentic platform. It's not just a chatbot. The next one is Gamma. Gamma is my go-to tool for creating great looking presentations with AI. So let's just create one here. So we can create a new presentation and we're going to paste in a bit of text. And we're pasting in actually one of the pieces of output that Manus gave us from the previous step about how to create viral videos. And I want to not generate a notes from an outline. I want to summarize long text because that's what this is. And we'll continue to the prompt editor here. And here we're pretty much just going to go with what the defaults are, right? We'll keep it as concise and condensed. We're going to use line art because I like line art better, but you can customize all this stuff if you want to, right? Additional keywords. And if you want, you could give it additional prompting and instructions over here, but we're just going to kind of one-shot it just for the purpose of this video. So it's going to create 10 slides or cards based on the content that we just gave it. And so as this is working, I'll tell you how I use this in practice is if I want to create a presentation, sometimes I'll pull like a blog post or a YouTube video or a research piece or something like that, and I'll stick it into Gamma to create the 10 slides that it's going to create. I might then take that and recreate that in PowerPoint or Google Slides just because I want a little more customization on theming and styling, and I might want to expound on some of these a little bit more. But Gamma is giving me a very good first shot at this in a couple of minutes. And so you can see what it came up with here just from that. This is the document that it's working from. So this is a few pages if it's a Google Doc, and it's creating this presentation, right? Pretty impressive, if I may say so, right? It's giving you all of the kind of assets and the materials that you would need to create a presentation. And then you can go and massage this. You can add elements to this, you can change stuff, you can customize, you can do all these things. But Gamma, my go-to for creating great looking slides with AI, essentially from scratch or another piece of material. Okay, the next tool that I use a lot is Grok. Yeah, Grok. I know that Elon is a polarizing figure. I know he has personal issues. He also is an incredible inventor and product person. I don't think you can doubt that. And so if you don't like Grok, just skip this one. Wait till the next one. But the place that I use Grok is somewhere between something like ChatGPT and Perplexity. We've talked about Perplexity on the channel. We're going to talk about it again in a minute. It's a great research agent. Grok is kind of both of those put together because it has access to the Twitter database. All of the contents from Twitter are loaded into Grok. And so in Grok, you can ask it something here like, what's new in the AI world in the last 24 hours? Oh, and today it's giving us this, hey, which format do you like better? But you can see what it's asking Twitter, what's going on in the AI world. Let's just show what it's. So it's going out to the web. It's going to Twitter, to these kind of AI influencers. You can see who it's going to here. Oh, interesting that a lot of those are in some kind of Asian language. Okay, so giving us the news, right? Google launches AI mode in search for Japan. Microsoft partners with Nebius. OpenAI publishes research on reducing hallucinations. So cool. So it also has a function of scheduled tasks. And so you could come here and say, hey, create me a scheduled task every day to give me a news briefing on what's going on in AI. Pretty cool, huh? It also has several different models and formats that it can work in, a lot like a ChatGPT or a Claude that you might use. But I like Grok because it typically has a really straightforward kind of personality and format and output that it'll give you. And so Grok is often my go-to when I'm comparing results from other LLMs. So I might take the same prompt and stick them in ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and then take the results from each of those, stick it into Grok and say, hey, take a look at these, tell me what you like best and why, and give me a condensed version of the best parts of each of them. Call that model stacking. Okay, mentioned Perplexity just a minute ago. Perplexity is my tool for news. So on my phone, in the morning, every morning, I check Slack, I check email, and then I check Perplexity. It has taken the place of every news source for me because it has a really great curation, to be honest. So aside from the fact that you can search for things, I'm going to show you the Discover area first. So in the Discover area, you have kind of two places that I really use it. For you, is curated based on what it knows that I like. So I like a lot of AI and tech news. So it's showing me information about AI and tech, this new chip that uses light, phishing attack compromises packages, BRICS leaders, right? A little bit of politics, right? Cool. So it's giving me information on topics that it knows I already like. It also has just top news from the day. This is a little more kind of global, often very political. So I try to stay away from this just because I can't even. The jobs report revised down by 1 million positions. Y'all, like, as an aside, AI is coming for all of our jobs. I'm very aware of this and doing everything I can to educate myself and you so we're all prepared, but 100% is coming for us. Okay, so news in Perplexity is kind of how I use it, but you can also come in here and ask it questions. You can ask it things like, why are companies leaving California? So the answer is regulation and taxes, but you can see it's going out into the web and it's putting together an answer for you. So instead of going to Google and asking this and clicking on a link and figure out if this source is reputable or not, you can just come to Perplexity, even on the free plan, which is what I'm on here, and it gives you the answer. And if you're like, cool, I want to know more about this, I'm going to go read this article over here and go deep on it. But you don't have to. That's the beautiful thing is you can just go to Perplexity. It often replaces Google for most things when I just want to know something. Perplexity also has this cool kind of related thing at the bottom of every result that it gives you, so you can go down the rabbit hole much like you would on YouTube. Okay, so this is kind of the next level of the first question that I asked. Cool, so that's Perplexity. The next one is HeyGen. So HeyGen is a generative video platform that lets you create virtual avatars of yourself. It's pretty trippy, if I'm honest. I was in here just a few minutes ago creating a video. And so what you do is you just go over here and you say, create video. Do you want to create one in portrait or landscape? I'll say portrait because that's the avatar that I have. It has the stock one here, but you can change it to be someone else, including yours truly. So I created a virtual avatar of myself in a previous video, and then you can just come in here and type something out. So you can do this, right? And just say generate, and it generates this video. I just did this to get ready for this video, and so I want to show you what it came up with. Hey there, thanks for checking out the channel. Please like, subscribe, and smash the bell to get notifications every time I release a new video. So pretty amazing, right? Like, that was about a minute worth of work for me a few minutes ago. I just typed out the script and it has a avatar created of me that probably looks a lot like this because this is what I wear in almost all of my videos. Is it perfect? No. Could it work for some things you want it to do? Yep. A lot of YouTubers, especially AI YouTubers, are creating entire videos in HeyGen and replacing themselves from having to be on camera with the lights and at a perfect time and all this kind of stuff. So this and ElevenLabs, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, which is the same thing, but just for voice, it's not there yet. It's not there yet like ChatGPT and Claude are with text, but it's coming. And I want you to be aware of this so you know what you should be paying attention to with generative audio and video. Okay, the next one is N8N. I covered this very early on a lot in my 100 Days of AI series, but N8N is a way to build in just a visual way AI automations and agents. And so I'll go into this one here. And so you can see we have this kind of workflow builder that does a bunch of stuff in this case. And I'll just walk through what this one does. So this one starts when you execute the workflow, when you click this button. Then it goes to this spreadsheet and gets the next row. Then it is going to loop over all the items in this sheet and it's going to send a request to this service. And then it's going to message a model like a ChatGPT. Then it's going to write some custom code. And then it's going to do all this stuff, right? And so what this one does altogether is finds people and contact information who are my ideal customer persona so I can do cold email outreach to them. And it replaces this piece of software called Clay, which is like $500 a month, right? And so I spent a couple of hours putting this together. I pay N8N, I think $40, and it can literally do the job of a whole person and a $500 a month piece of software for altogether for everything I'm doing in N8N, $40 a month. And so just looking at this, or I'll show you a couple more that I put together. Oh, I put together one that was really simple. It just ran every day, went out to an agent that had access to Perplexity, again, to do research on AI, and created social media posts and posted it for me. So look, all these are super simple. I have videos on these on the channel, but if you're like, hey, I want to take like 2 more steps forward from just using something like Grok or Claude or Perplexity, I want to automate and I want to create agents and systems. N8N is the tool that you'll use to create agents and automations. Somewhat related, in AI systems and agents, we don't always want to be calling the same model all the time. And so OpenRouter is a really cool way where you can put this kind of switch in your AI systems to call different prompts when you want it to. Sometimes I'll message all 3 of the big models when I want a thing, and I'll use OpenRouter for this so I'm not opening 3 different tabs and asking a thing. So OpenRouter, a more advanced use case, but really something to be aware of if you're using multiple models in a system. Okay, and the last one is ElevenLabs. This is generative voice. And so you can see here, there's a lot of voices here in ElevenLabs.
Success isn't built in a day. It's built in the quiet decision.
The nuance of expression is as important as the words.
The average price for 1 liter has more than doubled over the past 3 years for a. The average price for 1 liter has.
Okay, pretty crazy, right? You can also clone your own voice. So I've cloned my own voice, and let's take a look at it and see what it sounds like. Let's go to text to speech, and we're gonna generate the same thing. So, hey, glad you're checking out the channel. Please like, subscribe, smash the bell, and we'll use my new voice. And we'll say generate. So this should sound exactly like me. Hey there, glad you're checking out the channel. Please like, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get notifications each day I drop a new video. Pretty amazing, right? And so you can change the speed, stability, and similarity over here to make it sound more or less like me and make it sound more or less dynamic. So ElevenLabs to me, we talked about HeyGen kind of not being there quite with generative video. ElevenLabs, 100% there. Like that sounds just like me, right? Hey there, glad you're checking out the channel. Please like, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get notifications each day I drop a new video. And here's me saying it. Hey there, glad you're checking out the channel. Please like, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get notifications each day I drop a new video. Right, and this is just like the most basic version of it, right? This is just me uploading my voice, cloning it, and having one thing. You can do things like a voice changer, so you can record something and have it alter your voice, create sound effects. You can isolate voices based that you're getting from kind of stock footage or third parties. So ElevenLabs, 100% something you should be on top of if you're creating content and media for your brand and for your company. Okay, so those are the 9 AI tools that I think you need to be paying attention to and becoming fluent in here in 2025 as we're getting into 2026. These are going to be the tools that separate you from the rest of the crowd. You as a power user, an AI forward person in business, from everyone else who's sitting around scratching their butt, wondering what the heck ChatGPT is and why it's giving them bad results. If you want to go further on all of these tools, I've put together a free 30-day kind of AI accelerator bootcamp. Send you an email every day for 30 days with a tip and a tool just like this, so you can go from AI curious, an AI kind of newbie maybe, to that power user I know you want to be. Link is in the description below. And as always, if you're enjoying this video, please like, subscribe, smash the bell, tell a friend about this and the 100 Days of AI so they can get hooked as well. I'll see you tomorrow.